Logically speaking, who can transfer title of goods to the buyer? You will obviously say the owner. The rightful owner of the goods can transfer title of goods to any buyer. This is a universal truth. However, there are certain circumstances and situations in which a non owner can transfer good title to a buyer. Yes, even if someone does not own the goods, if he or she is not the rightful owner of the goods, he can still transfer good title to a buyer to whom he sells the goods despite not being the owner. And in this video, we are going to talk about this aspect. So, logically speaking, no one can transfer a better title than he himself has. That means someone who is a non owner cannot transfer rightful ownership to a buyer. This is a rule, and we are going to talk about exceptions to this rule. So, the first exception is in case of unauthorized sale by a mercantile agent. Now, a mercantile agent, as a general rule, has the authority to carry out certain acts and perform certain transactions on behalf of the principal. And but he has to act within the scope of his authority. However, the mercantile agent may act beyond the scope of his authority, and he may sell goods if he is in possession of either the goods or documents of title to the goods in his capacity as the mercantile agent, and those goods are held or those documents are held by him with the consent of the owner. And in order to transfer good title, he must transfer those goods or sell those goods in the ordinary course of his business. The buyer also should act in good faith. Now, this is something which will be common across all the exceptions which we are going to discuss, that the buyer should act in good faith and should not have any notice of the defective title of the person who is transferring ownership to him, be it an authorized mercantile agent or any other exceptions which we discuss. So, unauthorized sale by a mercantile agent according to section 27 is an exception to this rule. Then, transfer of title by estoppel according to section 27 again. Now, the rule of estoppel basically prevents a person from making any statement which is contrary to his previous statement, and it is basically a situation in which you cannot deny the truth of anything which you have represented to be true, even though it is not true or it is not a fact. So, when the real owner of the goods, by his conduct or his behavior, represents to the buyer and makes him believe that the seller is the rightful owner of the goods and has authority to sell them, then he cannot deny the seller's authority to sell. So, let's just say that P owns a shop and Q is sitting at the counter. Q is just a friend of P. He has no interest or share in the business, and he is selling goods and accepting money, and people are under the impression that Q is the owner of the shop, and P is not doing nothing to clarify this fact. And so then P cannot deny it later and say that no, Q was not the owner of the goods, he's not the rightful owner. Then sale by one of the joint owners according to section 28. Now, if one of the joint owners sells the goods to a buyer who does not have notice of the fact that this person is just a joint owner or partial owner, and the joint owner is in possession of either the goods or the document of title to the goods, then he can transfer good title to the buyer. Sale by a person in possession under a voidable contract. Now, voidable contract, you need to remember, is a contract which may be cancelled only if the aggrieved party, the party to whose consent to the contract is not free, that person raises an objection. So, if a person is in possession under a voidable contract and the person who is the rightful owner, who would be aggrieved by this, does not raise his voice and express that this person is in possession under voidable contract, it's a perfectly enforceable contract. And the buyer who does not have notice of this defect in title will get good title from such a person. Then sale by a seller in possession after sale. Now, after sale is completed, that means the seller has got the price of the goods, but he either continues to hold the goods, he is in possession of the goods, a physical possession of the goods or documents of title to the goods, and he may sell them to another person. And in this case, the buyer will get good title if the buyer does not have notice of the previous sale. Similarly, sale by a buyer in possession will also give good title to the subsequent buyer. So, wherever the buyer has agreed to buy the goods and he has obtained physical possession of either the goods or the document of title to the goods with the consent of the seller, and when he sells the goods to another person who acts in good faith, that is, who does not have notice of this defect, that the buyer may have not yet paid off, or he may not be the rightful owner because he has not yet paid the entire price, or he's not paid anything for the goods. So in this case also, good title can be transferred. Further exceptions to the rule are resale of goods by an unpaid seller. Now, an unpaid seller obviously is someone who has not yet received either the entire or partial price of the goods, and so therefore he has a right of lien over the goods. He has a right to stop the goods in transit, and he can resell the goods, whereby he transfers good title to the subsequent buyer. Then sale by a finder of goods. Now, finder of goods is someone who does not own the goods. He just comes across the goods because he happens to find the goods which have been lost. If he has taken all the steps necessary to look for the rightful owner and has still not been able to find the rightful owner, or when he approaches the rightful owner refuses to take delivery of those goods or take possession of those goods, then the finder may sell the goods to a willing buyer and the buyer may get good title. This particularly applies if the goods are of perishable nature, or wherever the law where the law charges the finder in respect of the thing found amount to 2/3 of its value. So the buyer here, in such a case, whoever purchases from the finder will get good title. Then sale by a pawnee. Now, a pawnee is somebody to whom you give goods, and it's a sort of you have taken a loan against those goods, and if you after a reasonable period of time you do not repay and you don't collect your goods, then the pawnee has a right to sell those goods to recover the expenses that he has either incurred on maintaining those goods or towards the amount of the loan which you owe to him. Then sale by official receiver or assignee. Now this is applicable where someone becomes insolvent. Even though the official receiver and assignee are not the rightful owners, still they can transfer good title. Then a holder in due course. This is applicable in case of negotiable instruments. So holder in due course gets better title than what his endorser had, and a person who takes a negotiable instrument in good faith and for value, that person becomes the owner even if he takes it from somebody who has just simply found that negotiable instrument, or he is come into possession of it by robbing it from somebody. Then also the subsequent holder will get good title. So those were the exceptions to the rule that no one can transfer a better title than he himself has. That is the topic transfer of title by non-owners. And we move to the last and final topic in the Sale of Goods Act, that is rights of an unpaid seller, in the next video. Thank you for watching.